Today, I will attempt to recreate Among Us, but not just any Among Us, I mean a 3D version that is quite unsettling. In case you're unaware, Among Us is a game where an imposter takes out all the crew members who are only trying to do their tasks and get back to Earth safely with their loved ones. But well, the first step is to create the character. But why reinvent the wheel when you can improve it? So I looked for a fan-made model. I chose this one because it has a very good base to make it disturbing. Initially, I thought of making the helmet see-through to place a brain inside. Obviously, I also had to include the eyes. My original idea was to place just one eye, but I think it looks better with two. Then I cut the character in half to recreate this scene later, even though the character wasn't designed for that, which is why it's hollow inside. Fortunately, I was able to somewhat fix it by extruding it and giving it another color. Then to continue detailing the character, I decided to give it teeth. For that I also had to split it in half. I adapted it to the character's shape and that's it. This is the final result, although it still needs to be animated. To achieve that, I placed bones, but there's a problem. Since the character doesn't have a humanoid shape, it doesn't work very well, to say the least. In the end, the solution was to temporarily deactivate all the static parts before placing the bone. Now, the first animation I created was the walking one. It's my first time doing this, so I used this reference image and the result works for me. Next, I made the idle animation, the jump animation, and lastly the kill animation. Don't ask how it fits in its mouth. I also put in a smoke particle to represent oxygen. Now the only thing left is programming. I considered a third-person camera, but I think first-person offers more immersion. So I programmed the basic controls like walking, running, and jumping, since the game will also be multiplayer. I had to synchronize the movement and animations. I tried using the original game's map, but it looks really cheap. The character is literally taller than the walls, so rather than attempting to fix this issue, I will build a new one from the ground up. To save time, I bought this pack that contains some 3D models of a spaceship, but first I need to change the blue sky to one of outer space. Now the first thing I did was create the cultivation room. Poor plant is going to die from radiation because of these giant windows. Next, I created this room that serves as a sort of control center. Let's pretend it's the pilot's room, I guess. Next, I built the hospital laboratory, putting brainless Mogus in the capsules, which means they can technically change bodies. Next, I built the storage room, where I added a robotic arm for decoration. Following that, I created the engine room, making it rotate to appear more dynamic. Lastly, I constructed the break room, which literally only has tables and chairs. All set, 6 rooms will suffice. We just need to link them all with corridors, which is why I created the central corridor. Additionally, I installed the button for emergency meetings. Returning to the matter, I organized the hallways vertically, placing 2 rooms on each side, and then I arranged the hallways horizontally with 1 room on each side. Now we only need to enhance the graphics to make it look less like Roblox. In the real world, lights reflect, but here they don't. So I figured out the indirect lighting, which means making the lights bounce. I added post-processing and finally the reflections. That's enough art. Now it's time to program the gameplay, so I started thinking about what tasks I could add. For the pilot rooms, I thought of making the task to upload a file, but instead of uploading a file, it sends a report to ground, and it also doses you. For the hospital task, I didn't need to think too hard. I was inspired by the scanning task, and then I made the task for the cultivation room. It's literally the easiest task in the world. You just have to click and the progress bar will fill up on its own while a rain of cum falls from the sky. After that, I went to the warehouse and spent half an hour thinking about which task to do. I knew it was something related to the robotic arm. Consequently, I performed a task that involved pressing 8 buttons to power on the robotic arm. At this point, I was getting tired of making synapses, so I decided to fill the gas for the motor swings instead. Then I recycled the same task for the break room. Basically, I had to empty the trash, even though it was the cleanest room of all. Then I made the arrow that indicates where the tasks are, so I avoid making a minimap. In the end, I made the box that displays the pending tasks and the bar that tracks the overall progress of all players. Moving forward with the gameplay, we need to add the imposter, which functions similarly to the original game. For example, The imposter cannot perform tasks, and we need to implement the killing. It occurred to me to have the victim spin around to confront the imposter and then execute the kill animation. Right at that point, I would insert a blood effect. After that, the victim transforms into a dead body and subsequently becomes a ghost. This is how it appears from the imposter's viewpoint. It looks quite unsettling as it shakes. This is how it appears from a third-person perspective. Finally, this is how it looks from the victim's side. I recycled the blood effect and changed it to blue to indicate that it is in ghost mode. Oh, I still need to implement sabotage, but that's a bit of a hassle. The map is small and the imposter can kill every 20 seconds, so it won't be necessary. But now, it's time to implement the most fun part, the voting. When someone presses the emergency button or reports a body, everyone gathers and discusses for 2 minutes to decide who to kick out. Then I created the animation for when someone is expelled. Basically, a text appears with the result and the corpse of the expelled player. If I'm not mistaken, the original game, it automatically ends when there's only one crew member alive. I think it makes it less enjoyable. It's amusing to watch the player feel remorse while being pursued by the imposter.
If someone says something racist, vote for that racist person. Just open the block. I can't do that anymore, so I will remain silent. No!
Well, parkour. Hello. Here, come here.
It was Jasper. As I wrap up the project, I created the main menu. Among Us, no, it will be named Amogus. After that, I designed the lobby where you can change your name and skin.
And we will see each other in the next video. Until next time.
Yagini is kind.
To change the skin, the most straightforward approach was to import the player's texture into Photoshop and modify its tone. While it functions, it is not optimized because it requires me to keep a copy of the same texture with a different tone. I considered, how about using these Photoshop functions directly in the game with shaders? So that's exactly what I did. Now you can adjust the tone, saturation, and brightness within the game itself. By the way, the multiplayer feature works through Steam, even if the game isn't available on Steam, allowing you to invite your friends to play using this button, assuming you have friends. And I think it's worth mentioning that for it to work, everyone needs to have the game open and Steam running in the background. Now that I've mentioned that, I'm going to invite some friends to join me for a few games. Tom.
No, not until there is. What? Hey guys, did you notice how beautiful the game looks? Did you see how pretty it is?
Ha ha ha, Half-Life
Take it
is
away,
nothing.
please.
No. Please wait. Wait.
Remove
We're on
it.
the game. It's terrible. No, dude. This is very suspicious.
Get it out. So much time wasted.
No. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. You good? Entonciado, a specific term.
Aguineo, you good? What's Aguineo saying? Aguineo is quiet. Did he lose the internet? Yes, indeed, Aguineo.
Someone should take him out
Check.
to see if he... Don't believe him. It's a tactic now.
So,
Let's
what
see.
is Aguineo saying? I'm counting now. No.
In that way, he was counting red and pink to check if any of them vanished, which helped him identify who it was.
So, rather
But,
than
do
completing
you
the
think that pink one
assignments,
is
you
yours?
choose to stay and count instead. It's,
Very sus. Let's vote.
it's Luis.
How can I be the one when it was the last game?
You're blaming Gineo, who was just trying to give us carosayas.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything. I merely stated.
Finish your homework. I'm nearly done. I've completed my task, my friend.
You have to hit the button. Okay,
Gineo.
Neto, this one.
He comes.
Gineo is
He comes
there,
from this
right?
room. He comes.
Please close your mouth, Neto, okay? Why?
He's quite
Why?
defensive.
I witnessed Neto doing a task and raising the bar.
I'm going to vote. It's Neto. To the dildo. I mean dildo. I'm not.
Well, I don't know who to kill, so Scripeo, kill each other.
No, no way.
What the heck? I mean, if someone dies, there's time to...
If ghosts are good, don't even think about
Oh, Ganeo, shit, bitch.
believing it. Hi, Ganeo.
Who finished the homework first?
What's happening?
Who kills first?
Who kills first?
Who completes the assignment? Oh my god. No way this is real.
You can't do anything. You can't do anything. I can. Finish your homework, Phantoms. Complete your task. No, you're using the F for... The damn button lacks color.
No. Imposter again.
I'll leave the download link in the description. Therefore, if you enjoyed the video, follow me on Twitter, give it a like, share, and subscribe if you want more games in 24 hours, and sometimes RTX. I am Louis Dev, and I'll catch you in the next video.